Hello everyone and welcome back to another Meals of the Week video. So we're going to start off this week with some homemade chips, and I just had a ton of potatoes, so I wanted to make my own. I hadn't made them in the air fryer for a long time. I cooked up some chicken breasts and then shredded them, so I put them in the slow cooker. I put all the ingredients and it makes like a little sauce. This is the hot honey chicken. And you pop in all the ingredients, as you can see in the bottom there, all the sauce. It doesn't look very nice, but it's got really nice consistency because there's butter and honey in there, spices. So once you've taken the chicken out and shredded it, you just put it back in, mix it all with the sauce just to make it that little bit juicier and spicier. Obviously, if you don't want wet chicken, you could leave it out and not put it back in the sauce. You could have a more dry consistency, but I like to put it back in, as all the kids don't eat necessarily at the same time. I also keep it warm as well. I actually bought some meat claws last week to make this easier, and boy was it easier. And those chips came out really well actually. I can't get enough in the fryer without having to overpack it and then keep stirring it. But we did, or most of the kids had 2 rolls, so they didn't need a lot of chips, so it was fine. Those were the tiger rolls that I bought from my Ocado shop. So you don't need a ton of chicken either, and it doesn't look particularly wet. You can put your own sauces or mayo or whatever you fancy in there. I was just letting the kids do their own sauces and stuff, so they just had a little pile of chips and then 2 rolls. I didn't really fancy the rolls. I don't like to eat a ton of bread, so I actually decided to have mine in wraps. So yes, I know it's still bread, but it's thinner. It's easier for me to digest. So I just threw mine in there, had some salad on the side and some chips. That was actually delicious. Just rolled it up like a little burrito. That was so nice. I actually did have leftovers the next day and did the same thing. That salad I really enjoyed. Put a little bit of dressing on there. I don't think you can see it, but I did. For the next day's meal, I made up a massive batch of egg fried rice. That is egg, that's not chicken. It looks like chicken. So I had tons of packets in my cupboard of microwavable golden rice, right? So I needed to use them. Kids were like, oh, we don't want it. So I thought, right, I'm going to make egg fried rice. So I cooked up a ton of extra vegetables, obviously cracked the eggs into it and everything. And then that was all the egg fried rice. And that made, I don't know, like 6 good portions, I think it was. So those were the kids' dinners. That was one we had to use as a takeaway. As we needed to go out, so they ate that in the car, and I dished that up. There was still more left in the pan as well, so that just went really well, and then there was still leftovers. So that is a meal that the kids will eat, and they will eat vegetables without moaning, which is fantastic. So the next day, this is just a pasta bolognese. I did use some tomato sauce that I've made, so it doesn't look too saucy. You can't even see the sauce. I don't know why it's bright orange. I did water it down a little bit this time because it was quite thick. So I just smushed it all up in the pasta, and that was pretty nice. My son didn't want that, and he hadn't had his steak from the other day, so he had steak and cheese buns. So that went down really well. He really enjoyed that one. And the next meal I did was a roast dinner. So I'd had this gammon sat in the fridge for probably a couple of weeks now. So I was like, right, that does need to get eaten. I just prepared a whole ton of potatoes. Obviously I did some veg. Those were my potatoes. This is the first time I've cooked them in these roasting dishes, and I did leave them in for a bit longer. They are much crispier than I usually do. However, they still tasted brilliant. And that was our dinner dished up. So I had pigs and blankets in the freezer as well that I've been wanting to use since Christmas. So we had gammon, pigs and blankets, a ton of potatoes. We had some apple and herb stuffing. We had vegetables. We did add gravy and sauces on as well onto our plates. It was just a really lovely dinner, and that is our meals for the week. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you. Thank you. Bye.